DJI Mini 2 made me over $3,000 in a small town. And that was without job boards, drone pilot networks, and no praying that someone picks me out of a list of 500 other drone pilots. Just a tiny drone, a simple offer, and a very basic system for getting local businesses to say yes. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how that money broke down, who paid me, what I actually delivered, and how you can copy this framework in your town, whether you're brand new or you've been stuck at random one-off gigs for a while. Hi, I'm Sarah, and on this channel, we talk about turning that drone sitting in your backpack or car or closet into a real income stream, not just a really expensive hobby. I am a real human in a real town dealing with real world, small town business budgets. So when I tell you that my DJI Mini 2 made me about $3,000, I don't mean that one magic unicorn project just fell out of the sky. I mean a handful of simple offers sold to normal local businesses using zero job boards. No Droners.io, no Bees 360, no Angie's List. And today I'm going to walk you through the exact services I offered with that little Mini 2, how the revenue broke down, the simple marketing system I used to get clients in a small town, and what I would change if I were starting from scratch again today. And if you want to go deeper, I've got something for you at the end that'll help you get this set up in way less time than it took me. Let's start with the fun part. What did I actually see? Because a lot of people think, I only have a Mini 2. What can I do with that? And this is also where my opinion comes from of kind of prove the concept before you go and invest in, all of the very expensive high-tech drone. Let's make sure that you can walk before you can run. Again, that's just my 2 cents. If you have all the budget for the coolest drones, have at it. But I like to get that proof of concept and ROI before climbing up the ladder. First of all, real estate listing packages. And I know this is not the sexiest thing. There's no monthly recurring revenue. Real estate agents are kind of a pain in the butt to deal with. This is all true. But you know what else is true? There's a huge pool that's always renewing. And if you develop a couple of relationships with agents, it is going to essentially be recurring because they are always going to need new shoes. Also, it's really pretty simple because it doesn't need to be perfect. These are temporary assets. So it does not need work of art. You are not chipping away at David here. It's a beautiful digital asset that's going to be irrelevant to me. So the pressure is off. And for me, the first chunk of that $3,000 came from real estate agent. This was nothing crazy. It was aerial photos of the property, a short 30 to 60-second clip they could use the MLS and on social media, and a couple of hero shots from the best angles. Not Hollywood level production, just clean, steady, properly framed shots that made their listing stand out from everyone else's iPhone pictures. And I didn't walk into a big network of real estate agents I knew. There were some really simple strategies I used to get in front of the ones that were going to be most likely to say yes. And that was actually a big part of my epiphany for starting this channel, because I realized that even though I was not the most technically skilled, most incredible editor, with these drone shots, I learned the basics, but I was not the most incredible experienced person out there. But I did know how to get myself in front of the right people who are looking for those services. And I found that I got traction a lot faster than those guys that were really incredible at these other skills, but weren't willing to put themselves out there in the same way. Okay, let's move on. Next, we have construction/progress photo. This looked like flying the same site every 2 to 4 weeks, capturing consistent angles from the same spots, and delivering a clean folder that they could share with owners, investors, or anyone else involved in the project. Contractors love this because it makes them look way more professional and efficient without them having to do anything. A mentor of mine once told me, if you can save them a text, they are gonna love you. So the more texts and phone calls of what's going on here, that's a selling point, because if you can keep everyone in the loop with these simple deliverables, you're going to be saving them some headaches. And the last piece was something I call a local content pack for businesses. It's basically a mix of aerial B-roll, a few wide shots of their location, and short clips they can use for reels, stories, or Facebook posts. Think car dealerships, outdoor venues, RV parks, golf courses, churches, even some trains. I did a really fun shot for an arborist who had helped me get my drone out of a tree. Most of them have nothing decent for social media, so even a simple pack of 10 to 20 good clips can feel like magic to them. And all of that was shot on the Mini 2. No giant rigs, no LiDAR, no $10,000 setup, just know what they value, shoot it cleanly, and deliver it. Now let's talk numbers because that's why you're here. Here's roughly how that $3,000 broke down. For real estate packages, I had 4 agents with about 2 listings each in that time frame. I charged about $200 per listing package, which came out to $1,600. For construction progress flights, there was 1 main site, 3 visits in that time frame, at $250 per visit, and that came out to $750. And lastly, the local content pack. 2 small businesses at $300 to $350 per content pack came out to about $650. Add that up and we're right around $3,000. Now, was it perfectly smooth? No. Did I undercharge a little at the beginning? Absolutely yes. But that's the point. I want you to see that this isn't some insane enterprise contract or a 6-figure LiDAR rig or anything really that involved a high level of technical expertise. I learned as I went and I improved. And then the pricing reflected that. This is totally doable with just a Mini 2 and a decent game plan. Okay, let's get to the part that everybody underestimates. How do you get these people to pay you? And here's what I didn't do. I didn't sit on pilot network pages refreshing. I didn't wait to get chosen. I didn't pay to be listed on 10 random websites. Instead, I did 3 very simple things. First, I stopped trying to be the drone person for everyone. I started with real estate agents and construction/trades. It's the niche stacking. There's another video on this channel about that. And why was that? They already understand the visuals. They already spend money on marketing. And your drone footage directly helps them to impress or sell someone. When you just pick a couple of niches, your outreach and offer become a lot more clear. Second, I utilized local presence, not paid ad. This looked like a basic website that explained what I do. An optimized Google business profile, so I showed up for X services near me. Frankly, I think that alone was a huge part because, it's fun when you actually get a call from someone looking for your services instead of being the one calling. The inbound lead is a lot more fun than trying outbound. And of course, social proof. A few before and after clips on YouTube and social media. Nothing crazy, just enough that when somebody Googles you, and they're going to Google you, they know that you're legit. Third, I actually talk to people. I know, horrifying. But this is where most pilots lose. They hide behind their gear and never actually make offers. I did things like DM local agents. I'd send a quick video saying, hey, I'm local. I shoot aerial photos and quick listing videos. Here's a 10-second example. If you ever want a simple package that helps your listing stand out, I can help. This is a good thing to get in the habit of doing on a regular basis. Facebook limits how many DMs you can send before it throttles you. But if you get in the habit of doing, say, 10 a day, you are planting seeds. And you just never know which one of those is going to sprout. This is where that consistent action has compounding effect. I would also go through Zillow, find the listings that had been on the market for a while and didn't have stellar photos, and call those agents because very likely they are starting to feel the pressure from their client to move this property and they're going to be more open to adding something to it. You'll be shocked by how many agents with big listings and big commissions try to cut corners on the photos. Yes, there are great ones out there and they already have their person or whatnot, but there are also an equally great number, if not more, of those who don't. The first 2 that I got off of Zillow was, first of all, just an empty lot that had been sitting there forever, but it was over, a cliff. And I called the guy and I said, hey, I'm going to be, my name's Sarah. I do drone photography and videography. I'm going to be out by whatever the road was later this week for a shoot. And I was wondering if you'd like me to do yours as well. That way it was a really low pressure pitch. I'm going to be in that area already. It's giving social proof, right? Like another agent already hired me. It's convenient for them. And he originally said no. And then he called me back 5 minutes later and said yes. So that was kind of a funny one. And then the next time he needed a property, I was the one he called. And that all just came from a simple cold. He was not actively looking for my services. That's the other thing. You got to think, who has my money? Who is ready to say yes to you today? Give them the opportunity. You can also drop by construction offices with a simple one-pager. And that can say, I help general contractors document their projects so they can update owners without 100 random text and phone photos. Would you like to see how it works? Want to see what that looks like? And for business owners, again, a simple outreach of a message or an email saying, I noticed that your website and socials don't really show off your location. I do simple drone content packs that give you 10 to 20 reusable clips you can use all year. And don't be shocked if at first all you get is crickets. That's normal. They might be busy. They might be out of town. They might be stressed. They might be, you never know what circumstances they're in. But you must develop a system to stay top of mind. The fortune is in the fall. I'd like to say I coined that phrase, but I did. I don't know who did. So that's it. No 27-step funnel, no overcomplicated automation, just simple, targeted, consistent outreach and proof that you're not terrible. That's a low bar. I believe in you. Now, if I had to recreate this $3,000 with the Mini 2 again, here's what I do different. First of all, I would raise prices faster. I started a little too please like me with my pricing. If your clients are saying yes with zero hesitation, you're probably too cheap. Alex Hormozy says to do 3 at a price and then increase it and sell the next 3. And then you kind of know you've hit your threshold when the yeses start being so easy. So if you think he knows what he's talking about, that could be a good strategy for you. But I'd start with a fair, slightly uncomfortable price and then stick with it. Another benefit of that is it's going to attract people who actually value what you do. I can tell you, if you're doing rock bottom prices, people are going to actually expect way more, pay you way later. Like, they're not going to value what you're offering. It's not you're not attracting that ideal person. Have your pricing reflect that ideal person's desire. They're going to want to work with somebody who provides a valuable service. Show you're that valuable. I would have productized my offers. Instead of custom quoting every time, I would define package A, package B, package C with really clear inclusion. How many photos, how long the video is, time for delivery, how many visits, etc. That makes it way easier to sell and way easier for clients to understand. That's also going to help with scope creep, which it can be a huge headache. So if you save yourself that at the beginning, it's going to pay off in dividends. And third, I would have built follow-up into my system. I left money on the table because I didn't regularly check back in. Every happy client should automatically hear from you again later. Hey, do you have any new listings coming up? Want to keep the progress photos going this month? For a new round of content before busy season. Now, you don't want to just be pushing in every email. It should be at least give, ask. So a couple, other local proof of concept stories, industry trends, something that would actually benefit them to know, and then throw in that ask so that they actually like to hear from you because it may be something interesting, not just you trying to pitch something. 1 or 2 well-timed follow-ups can be the difference between $300 and $3,000. So yeah, my Mini 2 made me about $3,000 in a small town. The drone isn't really the point. The point is, I picked a couple of clear niches. I built simple offers that solved real problems. And I did consistent, targeted outreach to local businesses. You can absolutely do the same thing where you live. If you want help shortcutting this, I've put together something called the Drone Launch Box. It's a quick start kit with plug and play offer ideas, outreach templates, and tools to help you go from I own a drone to I actually have paying clients way faster than I did initially. I'll drop the link down in the description if you want to check it out. Of course, if you want to like and subscribe, I always appreciate that too. And if you're not ready for any of that, totally fine. Now, let's move on to your homework from this video. Number 1, pick 2 niches in your area. And I know I've said niche, I don't know. If you know how to say it, also put that below. Then define 1 simple offer for each, and then reach out to 10 people this week. Day, right? Go big or go home, or whatever feels right to you in your heart. And then come back and comment how it actually goes. I genuinely want to see who takes action on this and what results they get. So again, if that was helpful, please hit like so YouTube knows to show this to other drone pilots, subscribe for more business tutorials, and I'll see you in the next one. Hope you get time to fly today.